Great rising, everybody. It's 4:19 a.m. Monday, January the 19th, 2026. And as promised, I have for you another blog posting. This one is nice. It's about 10 minutes. I hope you enjoy it. So listen to it on the way to work or at your lunch or when you get home for dinner or right before you sit in the bed and go to sleep for the night. Whatever. I want you to listen to it. I want you to share it, text message, social media, or whatever means you think you should. I really appreciate you and thank you for listening. Check it out.
Author's opening words. Let me tell you where this came from because it did not fall out the sky wrapped in incense and poetry. It came from watching people talk themselves out of rooms they begged the Creator to put them in. It came from watching folks snatch defeat out the mouth of victory because they could not sit still long enough to let wisdom finish its sentence. It came from moments when I felt heat rise in my chest and had to decide whether I wanted to feel powerful for 5 minutes or protected for the rest of my life. Down here in New Orleans, we grow up understanding that sound travels. A careless word can ride the humidity, cross the block, hop a porch, and sit down where you are not invited. A bad decision does not stay private just because you wish it would. This city remembers, streets remember, people remember, and reputation remembers everything. I have watched ambition make good people reckless. I have watched pride dress itself up as confidence and fool a whole room. I have been the person who thought having the ability meant having permission. I know better now. Because life has a way of slowing you down long enough to teach you the cost of speed. This reflection is not about being quiet all the time. It is about being conscious. It is about understanding that strength does not always need an audience and power does not always need proof. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is react too fast. Sometimes the most spiritual move is to pause and let your better self catch up. These words come from sidewalks still warm after midnight. From elders who spoke soft but meant everything they said. From watching storms teach lessons no sermon ever could. Take what feeds you here. Let the rest pass. And if something stings, sit with it. That sting might be wisdom trying to wake you up. Protect what walks ahead of you. Reputation is the shadow that speaks before you do. Written by Khatib Shunna. In New Orleans, your name walks into rooms before you do. It pulls up a chair, orders a drink, and tells everybody whether you bring calm or confusion. You might think you anonymous, just another face in the crowd, but this city does not work like that. Somebody always knows your auntie, your cousin, your old neighbor, or your reputation. And reputation has a long memory and a loose tongue. That is why protecting your reputation is sacred work. Not vanity, not ego, sacred work. Because reputation is not about being liked. Being liked is cheap. Reputation is about being trusted when nobody owes you anything. It is about whether people relax or tense up when they hear your name. It is about whether your presence steadies a space or disrupts it. Ambition is not the villain. Let us get that straight. Ambition is the engine. Ambition is what pushes you off the porch and into possibility. But ambition without awareness is like driving down Claiborne in a parade without brakes. It feels exhilarating right up until it becomes a problem you cannot undo. I have seen people so hungry for success, they forgot to taste their own integrity. They started cutting corners that led straight into cliffs. They mistook speed for progress and noise for influence. They believed power meant proving something instead of preserving something. Power is misunderstood. Folks think power is how loud you can get, how many people you can intimidate, how much damage you can cause if pushed. That is borrowed power. Temporary power. The kind that collapses the moment resistance shows up. Then real power is restraint. Real power is standing in front of an opportunity to burn everything down and choosing to build instead. My grandmother used to say, baby, everything you could say do not need to be said. Everything you could do not need to be done. She did not quote philosophers. She quoted life. After watching Clint Eastwood ride off into the dust one night, she looked at me and said, just because you can does not mean you should. At the time, I thought she was talking about violence. She was talking about wisdom. There is a lie we grow up believing that says silence is weakness, that if you do not clap back, you got punked. That lie has destroyed more reputations than enemies ever could. Walking away is not surrender. Walking away is strategy. It is choosing long-term peace over short-term satisfaction. When I was younger, I needed the last word like oxygen. If somebody said something sideways, I needed to straighten it immediately. I needed acknowledgement. I needed to be right. What I did not realize was I was teaching people exactly how to control me. Every reaction advertised my triggers like flyers on a telephone pole. Now at this stage of life, if you tell me something wrong loud and angry, I will smile and let it go. Not because I agree, because my peace has grown expensive. My spirit has a budget now. Power is not about how much damage you can do. Power is about how much damage you choose not to do. It is about awareness. Awareness sees beyond the moment. It asks questions your ego refuses to ask. Who else gets hurt by this? What does this cost me later? Is this reaction worth my name? Unchecked ambition gives you tunnel vision. You stop seeing people and start seeing obstacles. You stop hearing counsel and start hearing applause that does not exist. You convince yourself the end justifies whatever wreckage you leave behind. But some mistakes do not come with refunds. Some bridges burn so clean, you forget they were ever there until you need to cross. Down here, elders talk about people who used to be welcome everywhere and are welcome nowhere now. Not because they were evil, because they were careless. Careless with words, careless with emotions, careless with other people's dignity. There is an old piece of New Orleans folklore my grandfather used to tell that I have never seen written anywhere else. He talked about a man folks called Bell Mouth. Bell Mouth could talk, sharp tongue, quick wit. Every argument he entered, he won. He embarrassed people for sport. Folks feared him. Folks avoided him. Folks never forgot him. When a storm hit and the water started rising, Bellmouth showed up barking orders and telling everybody what to do. Nobody listened. Nobody trusted him. His reputation arrived before him. and it was heavy. My grandfather said Bellmouth survived the storm, but lost his influence forever. His mouth made him famous. His lack of restraint made him alone. There was another man they called Quiet August. Quiet August did not talk much. He listened. He moved slow. When trouble came around, it usually went somewhere else. Folks said even his silence felt solid. When Quiet August spoke, people leaned in. That is power, the kind that does not have to prove itself. Restraint is not passive. It is active discipline. It is choosing your response instead of being dragged by reaction. It is knowing you could escalate and deciding not to. That choice requires maturity, emotional maturity, spiritual maturity, the kind you earn through loss, reflection, and humility. An elder once told me, if you can control your stomach, you can control your life. I laughed then. I do not laugh now. Fasting taught me patience in my body before it reached my mind. Hunger taught me that desire does not have to be answered immediately. That lesson spread. It reached my tongue, my temper, my habits. I learned I am not required to respond to every urge, every insult, every opportunity to prove something. Protecting your reputation sometimes means letting people misunderstand you. Sometimes it means being right quietly and wrong publicly. Sometimes it means letting someone believe they won while you kept your peace intact. That is not weakness. That is wisdom seasoned with restraint. In New Orleans, we say, everything do not need a response. Some things need distance. Some things need time. Some things need prayer and a deep breath. True strength is not about dominance. It is about discipline. It is about empathy. It is about focusing your power toward healing instead of harm. Your reputation is the shadow that follows you into rooms you are not even in yet. Guard it, not with fear, with awareness. Let your power be measured by the fires you refuse to start and the damage you chose not to do. Author's closing words. If these words reached you, I ask that you help them move. Please share this reflection by any positive means you can. Send it to someone who needs it. Read it aloud. Sit with it. Let it travel where it is meant to go. If you are able, please consider supporting my writing and blog through donation. This work takes time, care, and spirit. Your support helps keep these reflections alive and accessible. Thank you for listening with your heart.
Thank you for listening, and come back Wednesday for another nice blog posting. You're going to like this one. It's different, little change up. See you guys on Wednesday. Bye.